Welcome to the Aegance Offscript Podcast, where we talk to industry leaders who share their stories, insights, and lessons, unfiltered and unscripted. I'm your host, Lawrence, and today I'm delighted to have with me Jean Maurice Prosper, CEO of Nettobe Group. Now, the Nettobe Group has built a reputation in the IT services and cybersecurity space, offering managed services, security, digital transformation solutions, and more to markets where innovation is just starting to accelerate. With more than 20 years of experience, they're helping businesses stay secure, agile, and ahead of the curve. Jean, thanks so much for joining us.
Hello, Lawrence. Hello, everyone. So I'm delighted to be part of this conversation, and hopefully I can share everything about us. So Nettobe, what we do, what we've been doing, what are the challenges that we've seen. So I'm ready to just share and get the conversation to some places that can help everyone listening or watching.
Yeah, amazing. Well, let's dive right into it. Could you give us a little bit of context around Nettobe? I've positioned it to a certain degree, but I'm sure that there's a little bit more detail that you'd be able to give us around what it is that you do, areas of operations, etc.
Yeah, so Nettobe, let's start with the name. The name has a lot of meaning behind it. The short is network to be part of, so Nettobe. I was working for a lot of the leaders, IT companies in Mauritius, and then eventually it reached a stage where you could not grow much because you're an employee, so there's a group and you won't grow much. And of things I wanted to do, but I could not do. I founded Nettobe. I actually found the name 2 years before I retired and went on my own. So the idea is to build a community of IT users, like the vendors, the users, everyone, not in a way that you have customers or end users and you're selling to them. Though I thought of, okay, let's have a community, a network to be part of where everybody gives and everybody wins. So that's for the name. So I really approach the market not as I'm going to make money out of the market. I want to build something where I can give in and I can get as well. So everybody who joins that network can be part of it. So you will have many of the vendors, you have us suppliers, and you have the bunch of people who are going to buy solutions and services from us. So and everybody is kind of a shareholder of what we're building. So I never contemplated other service providers as competitors. That never crossed my mind. I said, no, I'm building a network and you are part of that. So you offer solutions that I don't want to offer because we in an island, and I have solution that can complement you. So imagine a complementary of service provider and users so that we can have a better offering for the context was our island, right? So we can have a better offering. So everybody who need IT solution and services in Mauritius would get into the network and they would grow. So I had no problems if there was a solution that my customer, my user would be requiring, and telling them, no, I don't do that. Let me refer you to one of my partners who does that. So that was the idea, and that's how we all started. And I'm a network engineer. I'm a security engineer. So when we founded the company, the main solution or service that Nettobe offered has to do around network monitoring and management and all of that. So we developed a concept that was unheard of at that time in Mauritius, which was total network control. We would offer solution and services so that any company have a complete control over the network. I'm talking like 19 years ago, right? When we started, that was not a concept. Cybersecurity, network monitoring was not a concept. How I came to that is because I was a network engineer, and I work for ISP and I work for telecom companies. You deal with networks, so you have to monitor your network, you have to monitor everything. And I had needs for tools. No one on the market could provide that because it was unheard of. So I had to go and do research. I was having my own R&D department. I had to go and find what are the solutions that can meet my requirements. So I got these tools so that I could do my job properly. And I was good at it because I found the necessary tools. So when I started Nettobe, I said, oh, I never found these tools on the market. So I'm going to start that. I'm going to introduce that to market. So I'm very proud to say that we are the one who introduced network monitoring at that time on the market. But because I had hands-on on network, voice, and everything, so we could get the total network. So that's how we started, and from then we grew. We grew the business, keeping our expertise or experience. I don't like to use the word expertise because it changed so much. Can't be an expert for long, but you do have experience on certain things, and that was where we started. How we kept it for a long time until, of course, you had to change. So that's how we started the name and the foundation of what we offer.
That's super interesting, Jean Maurice. So you have obviously diversified your offering. You now offer more than just network security. Have you also expanded your footprint, or do you just focus mainly on the Mauritian market?
No, no. Let me. So what happened is, when you're offering networking, monitoring, and security, so you start finding, loopholes and process improvement and so on. And some customers started asking us, okay, what do you propose? You find it, so go and find solution for us. So that's how we expanded from offering only the network part of it to finding solution, infrastructure, and security solution, application, and so on. So as of today, so we still have that part of network, which is diminished a bit, but we focus more on the cybersecurity part of it. And as the business evolved, we have a full-fledged business unit that deals with business application, meaning any application that a business has to run, we offer these business application. And we also have a unit that deals only with advisory, which is business analysis, business data analytics, all these business process re-engineering. So we have a part of it. And then in the middle, we kept the network part of it because everything kind of built on it. But we drop everything that we like selling servers or networks and so on. We drop it because of my idea. If other business are offering, we don't need to offer it because we'll enter a competition. So with that expansion, so we expanded beyond staying in Mauritius. So we have a company in UAE. So we have operation there, and we also have operation in certain area of Africa because, of course, we'll talk about it later. So the way our economy grew and the various changes created some bottlenecks for us to exist. The pie got smaller and smaller, but then we had to go outside. So now we are in UAE, and we are also in Africa trying to get a good foothold and expanding more. Because I believe the market now needed us to step out of where we were.
And as the CEO of the company, how do you balance the long-term strategy and innovation that the company requires with the short-term realities of client delivery?
So I will talk in the context of the island where we were and what drove us to have to change. So at one time, as an island, the government has to take a decision to open the island so that we can drive in more economy, more power, investors, and so on. So it was a good move, but unfortunately, for entrepreneurs like me who are Mauritian from the market, from the island, and we want to grow. So we lost the fight very quickly with the big companies like, Oracle over South African, England, France company coming to be in Mauritius and then exporting their services. Of course, part of the deal was hiring local resources. And the salary gap, we can't compete with that because they are paying euros and dollars. And my fellow Mauritian, I'm happy for them. So they get a good job that they are doing, staying here. a currency frequency which we can't afford. So I had to look at, okay, we can't compete here locally. So the uniqueness that we used to have, we don't have it anymore because these solutions and services that I used to represent uh, is out there outside of most. Now they are being brought into the market. So I have to think, okay, this is narrowing down. What else can I do that is not offered? So that's why we had to expand, not staying in the network, and we say, okay, right. There is something that everybody needs. Now I started looking at it as, okay, commercially direct. What can I sell that everybody needs every day? And that is business application. Every business has to run. I don't need to specialize anymore in one sector or business. So there's a whole market before me. I had to say, no, you're not an IT guy anymore. You're an entrepreneur. So an entrepreneur has to see how his business will grow. And it involves, you need to evolve and modify and still make sure that you give a new direction to it. Staying linked with IT, but moving into a space where it's unoccupied and we go into that. So and that was the key decision. Should I keep fighting on something that is looking less and less as a potential for me? But I did the transition very quick because I saw that it's going to shoot down. And something happened in my personal life, but forced me to take the decision quickly. I fell sick. I had cancer, so I had to stop to work for a certain amount of time. And when I came back, I had to change because the business was going down. So it forced me into accelerating my plans into that transition. And COVID came and gave okay, that's what you have to do. And fortunately for me, that part of a business application took up because when we talk to IT, to like IT sector, they can want you or they can not need of you because I don't need infrastructure, I don't need security, I don't need these things, I don't want to control my network. But when I come to you, you do marketing, you do sales, you do after sales. How do you manage that? It's still paper and so on. Oh no, yeah. When I need have an application that can ease your work. Oh yes, we need that. So that business unit has a 99.5% of success because we suddenly found ourselves in the position, I can enter a company, I have something for you because there's something here that you need because everything is moving towards digitalization, globalization, and etc. With remote work coming to play, and that served us well because we had in our portfolio a series of applications that one of our vendor was developing. We great partner with them, and we started going to that. So the moment we started going to that, and like my approach to doing business, so we work on a blueprint of how to. Everybody talk about digital transformation. We work at a very specific approach. We don't call it digital transformation. A very unique approach for us. And when we started doing that, the vendor was impressed. And he said, of all the vendors that we have around the world, nobody came up with that type of approach. And they said, if you can do that in UAE, you're welcome. So that's how we moved there. And then the good thing is we speak both French and English fluently. And they said, we have a lot of requests from French speaking countries. We don't speak French. So we're going to hand over these leads to you. So all these African French speaking leads, even from at the time from France, would come to us. And then it was a very easy decision. Okay, let's look beyond what we have in Mauritius because the competition was becoming high. And let's look into the market and that is how we moved, from behind the shores of the beautiful beaches of Mauritius into UAE and into Africa.
Super interesting, Jean Maurice. So, if we keep our focus on you as the CEO and as a leader, as the technology and the client's needs have evolved, and they've evolved quite rapidly over the last 5 to 10 years, what principles guide your leadership decisions?
You remember the name, right? Nettobe, network to be part of. So my approach, the first thing is how I treat my employees, right? still they are part of the network. The way I see them is without that, I cannot have any success. So I have I'm a strong believer. So I have a lot of principles that I live by, and it makes no difference in the job as well. So my thing is, I need these people. You need me. They are part of what I want to achieve. We call it like the family. Like I look at them as they are a means for me to get where I want to, and I means for them to get where I want. So we have a very strong way of working, relationship, and everything inside the company that make it easy for them to work in that environment, and that's very important for us. Something very very basic is working hours, right? The working hours is the time that we start and the time that we finish must give them space to live, because everybody has to live. So based on my priorities, remember I came back from cancer, so everything became into perspective. I wanted to do so much thing for Nettobe, then I realized in a snap of hands everything can go off. What was I living for? So that changed, and then the same approach goes beyond everything what we do. So I look at my customers as partners as well, and I kept that approach. When I'm sitting across the table with someone, it's not a client or customer. The individual approach is very much important. So I try to teach that, to transmit that to my employees. When you're sitting, the person across the table is not something you want to get the dollars out of. This is someone we want to build a partnership with, and we're interested in what he wants to achieve and how we can help them achieve. And that has been the playing part. So uh, it, there is a sort of compromise. It's like you want quality relationship and building more than a host of, you go for the bulk, but we still want the quality. My conversation when I talk to the customers, I say, listen to me, we're a small island, and I go to the supermarket, I'm going to meet you. I don't want you to be pointing at me and changing lane when you see me, because something went wrong in business. So it has to be when you see me, you come forward. Oh, how are you? And we're talking not on your business, but on also about life and so on. So that would be my approach. And up to now, it has been successful because people will do reference to us because the way we approach it. And then business gets easy, because when you have that kind of relationship with one customer, they will love to grow in any of the solutions. They will call me, hey, I'm planning to do that. Come and let's sit and let's talk. I don't want to go out and go find somebody else. I have you. Why don't you sit? So that would be, I don't know if this is an answer to what you asked, but that's how we are working, whether in Mauritius or UAE, even with my vendors. So that's how it's worked. It's been so good that one of the vendors has told me, when you come here, you use our office as your office, because it's an extension of what we want to do.
Yeah, no, you've certainly answered that question. And I think there's some very key human-centric principles that drive the way that you lead your business forward. And that's obviously very commendable.
Yeah.
So Jean Maurice, Nettobe, by the sounds of things, delivers complex services across IT management, cybersecurity, digital transformation, across a couple of very sort of complex offerings. How have you approached systemizing and scaling those operations internally within the company?
I think that was the most difficult part. Remember, I come from an engineer side of things, where I would look at technical solutions that I think can solve solutions. So, and then my team are vendor, used to be vendor centric. It means like, okay, we were working with that vendor, so they will be knowing everything from that. Imagine me as CEO, I come, oh, we are going to change that. Oh, why? Oh, that's why we want to change, because we're moving to that direction. So we always had, because we had good conversation here, it's not a friction. It's the time where there's that part of readaptation where I have to look at how quick the market is changing. I've done many errors in the past, which nearly led us to bankruptcy because of my stubbornness to stay in things. So I said, no, I have to be very quick in changing. So So I have to come to my team, and because my approach is to sit them down, I'm going to explain to you why I want to go into that direction. And that success depends on you because you have to love and embrace the new direction or the new technology that we have. So then I was doing that myself. Then I brought in someone who is the technical lead. So his job is when I found something interesting, I will say, Brian, this is where I want to go. You're a technical guy. You have a technical team. This is what I'm looking at. Right now, start looking at it with your team and you give me your input on that. I will look at how to get to the market, but you look at how our people in our company would be able to sustain where we want to go. So that's the way I did it because in the past I would just impose it and it would not work. But then it allowed us to look at everything that we had and my team, which I relied upon, with that. Okay, we're doing it direction. We have to drop this, drop that, change this part. So I will lead on them. This morning, I was telling to the team, the business unit, I was telling them, this is my vision, but I need you guys as input. You are the technical person doing it. So you have to get me this information so that I can make informed decision. So, but up to now, they sometimes, they so like this solution. So I have to tell them, yes, it's good. It's a good food. It's a good thing, but it's not bringing us any money. It's not about, it's like I like Mercedes and I want to sell Mercedes when everybody is looking for BMWs. So we stop doing that. No, the market is looking for something. We have to be there, but then you have to talk to your people, talk to my people, make them understand this is the direction, this is why. But we had a pretty successful stint at trying to change that. Like the system must be now able to transition when the needs is.
Many MSPs are rethinking their models through the use of AI, automation, and visibility. How are you approaching that evolution inside Nettobe?
So we have embraced, there's two things that we have seen. So the approach to business is, people think that because we are technical, like an IT company, so our approach must be IT based. So I changed that completely. I told everyone in the team, they all have to be business analysts because unless you understand how a business run from the operation part of it, how can you propose anything to the customer? Because you don't know how. So uh, before AI came in, we all need to be certified, like we're good in business analysis. When you sit with the customer, it's business analysis that you do. Before even trying to find and sell him a solution, you need to understand how the business works. So we are all internationally certified business analysts. So that is a requirement for all of them. And now we are embracing AI tools to make us do our job better. The good thing is our vendors, they have themselves, they are implementing AI in every of their offering. It makes it easy for us. So they're already developing that. So the AI tool is inbuilt in the solution, whether business applications, cybersecurity that we offer, or even when we do advisory. So we are using a bunch of AI-based advisory tools, which allow us to go very quick. You like even when we approach a cybersecurity project, we issue now BRD documents. So it's not like just a technical solution proposal. No, no, no. We sit with you. We do the discovery. Why is cyber? So in the big overview of where the business is going, we want to understand what solution we want to bring to you because it's not about okay, the IT team came to me. Oh, I want that solution to protect my no. In the whole picture, I want to tell you something that fits in the whole picture and that can be used to build again, align with whatever your group is moving towards. So right now, I'm actually finishing a training. It is an advanced training for AI in business analysis. So how we use that. So we are embracing that. Like I said, one of our vendors have their own AI. So we are learning that so that we can build agentic AI and so on because that's definitely the future. I was very reluctant. I was caught up in the early stage of AI with all the ethics, the morale of it, and it was booming. But then I found out that, okay, as a tool for us to enable us, that's the way for it. So I embrace it. I don't know if too much of AI is something we can say, but we are embracing it because it will help us a lot.
What would you say the general consensus is across the Mauritian market at large towards AI and integrating that into how they do business?
There is a lot of talk, that's for sure. Our new Minister of Information Technology and Innovation has made AI adoption a priority, but it's still expensive. It is still expensive solution for. Remember the context when island, and though there are talks, there are seminars, there are workshop, and so on and so on, the implementation of it is something else. We do carry, for instance, Mauritius. We are known for the beaches, the hotels, and everything. We do have a complete AI solution built for hospitality. So everything that has to respond to the user needs, right? But even though the talk is high, the adoption is a bit slow. So the biggest adoption you will see would be ChatGPT or DeepSeek or things like that, or probably Canvas with AI, things like that. But real adoption of it is, I think it's a bit slow. I think everybody is looking at, okay, who is going to step in first? Who is going to engage fully in what we call AI? AI is used in as part of security solution because it comes with AI. But the over space where you are really taking processes like HR process or health stuff, building on full AI is not yet there. But the talk is something we're talking every day. Everybody is eager to engage in it, but we're still looking at, okay, who's going to start first and what would be a good application of it. But I'm talking from a standpoint from what I've heard. And this changes every day. Probably yesterday there was a conference. There's something that was said, and a group of people will be moving towards that. But in general talk, we want all to move to AI in Mauritius. The government has made it AI for Mauritius, so we will go into that.
So I'd imagine that the managed services and cybersecurity market in general is becoming increasingly competitive. Lots of players offering very similar services. How would you say that you position Nettobe to stand out in all of that busyness and all of that competition?
It's difficult in Mauritius, to be honest. It's like we started MSPs. There was no MSP before, like proper MSPs, because people sometimes think renting an equipment or renting something is MSP. It has nothing to do. MSP is completely different. So we started with that because when one of our vendors came up with the full MSP solutions, we onboarded that. And we were doing good until, well, you have the telecoms now, they have to make money. That's competition, right? So they started offering MSP as well. So de facto, you're beaten because these guys will be selling lines like internet and everything to the customer. And now they go, okay, when you buy the line, you get the firewall, you get the services, you can't compete against that. So unfortunately, in Mauritius, we've lost deals for MSP because the telecoms companies are coming in with full-fledged offering, and you can't beat them at that game. So we have seen our MSP in Mauritius go down, but the interest is growing in Africa, in part of the region. And one thing that is still working for us is the firewall part of it on MSP, where we have a strong offering because we have the SOC, we have everything which is built in, and they like the approach. But then you have, it's become competitive price wise. Yeah, that's a tough one. I was even considering, should we keep the MSP for Mauritius and focus on things that is taking off, like the advisory and the business part of it. So yeah, because we've seen, unfortunately, for us as local entrepreneurs, it's tough to keep up with what the big players are doing.
And how would you say that your net new clients are finding you? What's their channel to find Net2B?
We are well known and we are very, I would not say aggressive, but I say we are very present in the way, like on LinkedIn, we are present. We have our YouTube channels, and we organize events like weekly or monthly in our premises. We do have a good lounge where we do things. And the good thing is that people know me. I've been in the field, in the marketplace for like over 25 years now. When I started, like I said, I worked for the top three companies. I was the one who most of the installation and implementation in Mauritius, Microsoft, or whatever, I was the one doing. So that bunch of people still knew me. So they would call me when they had solution and so on. So that plays a part of it. And then you have a new generation who doesn't necessarily know me, but our past is playing a bit on our favor. Where Net2B is known to be a good brand. So if you go to Net2B, you will get something, a good approach. Like they know, okay, we are honest people. We're not trying to rip you off. We walk the talk. We don't sell off PDFs. That's one of our mottos. You have to test these things off, and that has been going on for us. One thing that absolutely does not work is email, email campaigns. So we've noticed that. The Mauritian is more a face-to-face approach. So we go there, we meet with them, we organize our events, and we talk to these people. We still keep the person across the table is someone you have to build a relationship with first before selling everything.
Mm.
But yeah, it is. We went through it down, but it is picking up now. Went through it down because, like I said, the MSP part of it was going down, and we had quickly had to adjust to look at what is booming, shift on that. But it gives you a gap before you identify, build a new team, and rise again. So that's where we are right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned that you operate in markets outside of the island. So in Africa, I think you referred to the UAE. Are you actively pursuing go-to-market strategies into those markets to try and make up for the shortfall of the sort of MSP challenge within Mauritius?
Yes, exactly. So what we're doing is, what we did is we have some network in some countries, and we're working through them. So you have partners or customers, and we are working through them to grow our footprint there. We did have an office in Benin and Nigeria like some years ago. It didn't. It started to work, then it went down because of some issues that have to do with the instability there. But now it's picking up again. So we are running not everything. Like we keep a strong back office operation here in Mauritius. Then we travel for the project, and once it goes big, then we are going to have our own people on the ground. Right now, we work with partnership. Remember the network to be part of. So we have a series of partners who have their own companies, but who are reselling and reworking. If you want an extension of what we are, and they are part of the group.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And so sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I have to manage. I have to manage the growth of it. Like I said, I did errors before. It's opening an office, renting, sending people there, and then you're not making enough of money. So you are using all of the money you are making in Mauritius to support something that's not working. We won't do that anymore. These are errors that entrepreneurs would do, and I embrace them because I wanted to go forward with it. But the good thing is lesson learned. So I learned my lessons. So I'm not ready to repeat those again. But still, we are gaining more and more traction from these countries, and this is definitely where we're looking for. The good thing is, not with the MSPs. Let's stay with the business side. So the business application side of it, this one is growing much, much, much quicker than we anticipated. And because it is cloud-based, we're using AI, we're using cloud-based solution. It does not require us to be on the ground. We still can serve our customer. I fly out, I have the meeting, I do the business analysis and so on. So I come back, and then we can build the solution. So we have a team in Mauritius, and we also have a development team that is based in India. So they are the back-end developers. So that's the model, because when you deal with business, all that we need is the resources to get it. Our front team are the one who would go get the deal, sort out everything, then we'll follow up remotely for whatever we have to do. When our presence is required, we will be on the ground.
Once a new client is onboarded, what is your approach to retention and long-term relationship building?
It all has to do with, like I said, the relationship that we have. I personally involve myself in meeting the company, meeting the CEO, meeting the main stakeholders, talking and making them know who we are, what we stand for, and getting to know them. And that involves, I can't give our secrets here, but that involves going further beyond that what they purchase on paper. So many times I tell them, okay, I want you to grow, and I show them in our approach, but I really want you to grow, and I will do everything that I want to grow. So it's not because we have a paper. We do things very professionally. You have your BRD document, you have your scope of work, you have a signed thing that okay attached, but we will go beyond that because what we want is not that the paper stops us, but the relation that we have, we trust each other. If we have to do the end of a mile for you, we'll do it for you. And it has been successful till now because they will trust us. They will know that if Jean has given his word, the team will follow because he spoke, and they all stand up to their word. And we right now we have a big group who are working. So we have this is a group that went away from us, and then they quickly came back and said, "Okay, we tried out, but your approach is better." So they are having one project. They are having like two, three, four parallel projects, and they don't want to go away from us. Say, no, 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 we'll wait for you. When you're ready, we're going to stay with you. So that's how. Why? Because they know me and they know my people. If we say we're going to do something, they can trust us in the business where not much trustfulness, they're still trusting us. And I think that is very important, that we can still do business on trust, else what is left?
Yeah, and Jean, it's clear that you've got a host of experience and that you're using that experience to drive the company forward. But if we look back on the journey with Nettobe, what is one lesson that has fundamentally changed how you lead and how you are building the business moving forward?
The biggest lesson was wanting to make money as quickly as possible and being money-minded in the approach. Not good. We did make a lot of money. But it gives like at the time money comes into your head. I'm open to talk about it. You become arrogant because of your success. You become prideful, and then what you build on is like, okay, I'm a big now. I don't need small players. I don't need small customers, and suddenly you lose your originality. Why did you go into that in the first place? And that rush for money is you will do any business, but any business is not good. So you lose your identity, you lose what you were representing, and people don't believe in you anymore. And you go crashing because if people don't trust you, they won't give you any business. That's how it is in Mauritius. If I can't trust you, I can't talk to you, I can't reach you. So we can't. And trying to make money, we brought in a lot of other solutions because we were, okay, we have to sell that, we have to sell that. It was not good. So we ended up losing a lot of money because I was jumping too much. I was not an octopus. I have only two hands. I was trying to be an octopus. It did not work out. And being sure of let me explain that. So I was proud of my success as a guy from the land who was very good in what I was doing and successful in business. I thought I reached, a certain level, and I was not listening to people because I was so full of myself. And then of course you hit rock bottom. Was the time but my own people said, oh, you have become you're arrogant now, you're not what you used to do, you to be. So, and that destabilized the I don't find the word in English, but the collaboration, in French we say the entente that we had, the unity that we had. and the community that we had, one that is destabilized, your people are not following you anymore. If they are not following you anymore, they're angry at you. If your people is not following, your business will come to crush. So, and that is what I learned. I don't know if that was, I don't know how to call that. At the same time, I got cancer. So we crashed because when I was sick, that was the time that they said, okay, we're going to run away from that company now. Oh, Jean is sick. Anyway, he's going to die. Let's run off. So that's what I went through. If I had been a better person, they would have been staying here to help me through it. The first time they ran, the second time I got cancer, they all stayed as, no, we're going to support you because you changed, you're no good. And this is where we are now. So yeah, that was, I think the way you run your businesses and the way you look at money. I mean, in the Bible, it says the love of money is root for all evil. I believe that, yeah, because you're looking at that money, you're looking what you can have, and you forget where you come from. That was very dangerous for us. That was very bad for us.
If you look at the company from a macro lens, what would you say is working really well within the company at the moment?
Right now is when you have an ideology and everybody believes in it and everyone is doing their best to achieve that, though we could say on the commercial, what I gathered everyone and I say, okay, we are starting over right now. Although we started in 2006, right now it's our first year. We are startup because we've changed everything where we want to be, the way we approach. So we are startup. So that can be shocking, but we don't have like, oh, he's a general manager, he's the director, he's the supervisor. We don't have that in our office. Everybody is on the same playing field, but everybody has responsibilities. And I give responsibility to everyone. The guy who is next to you is the guy who are fighting all for the same thing. And that has been the best because now I can build something. So solution-wise is the approach that we had to business is like we really go into business now. And because I implemented that, we all have to business analyst in our approach. So we understand business better in terms of like we know what you want to have, and we can tell them, no, you don't need a cybersecurity solution. No, what you need now is something that can enhance your process and your productivity. But we have this business unit which is in place, and the team follows. So that's what's working, and it's picking up. And I have a very good relationship with universities in Mauritius, and I did not go to university, or no, I didn't have the means. So I believe that people can be very bright, but they don't have the same facility to go and study. So I give the chance. So what we do at Nettobe is I will work with universities and I will take interns in. So I will take interns in, I will give the chance. You are studying cybersecurity, you are studying big data. I bring you in and you will learn the trade of the job here and you get the skills. And I will give you real project because I want you to learn how business works. So you get from me and I get from you. Right now I have an intake of six or seven of the bachelor. It's spread out marketing, big data, finance, they're all brought in. And because the business side of it is growing and advisory is growing, so I'm eager to give everyone the chance, and it is working. That's if something is going to grow out of this, that's business unit part. This is what is growing for us.
Yeah, amazing. And Jean, on the flip side of that question, I'm always interested to understand what's not working in the company. Where are the consistent friction points?
Well, that is a very touching point, right? So cash flow is the issue, right? Because Mauritius context-based, we face issues with currency, so we or get exporter. So most of our solutions we have to buy from outside, and we have a problem to get dollars or whatever currency in Mauritius. So cash flow is a big issue. So you sell big solution which like 100Ks and so on, but the guys can't pay you. So they tell, oh, you have to trust me, I will pay you in time. But then they will be asking for the bank to get the currency. They can't get it and they can't pay you back. And if you don't have money to operate, then it becomes a problem because everybody works to get a salary because they want to make a living. That's the biggest issue that we have, cash flow actually. People want to buy a solution, but they don't have the currency to pay us. And if we don't have a currency, then we can't pay the vendors. Fortunately, the vendors have been lenient to us because this is something that is in the news. We have a problem with cash flow. And because the cash flow problem, people tend to less and less want to invest. And that forces us to look at the business outside of Mauritius. So that's that part. The cash flow issue is a hectic thing that is not really working here. That would be a very big thing. So everybody in business knows you can have a lot of deals out there, but if you don't have money to run your office, you run down.
And John, when you think about the next 12 to 18 months, what really excites you about where Net2B, but also where the wider IT and cybersecurity space is heading?
I think that, yeah, the integration of AI with cybersecurity is going to be very challenging. You have so many players into that. It's inevitable that we have to go into that. But aligned with that is everything that has to do with business. There's something that is happening. It's like today we have a generation that understand that everything has to be IT based. I'm not talking about infrastructure and so on. And like let's use the terminology that I don't like, digital transformation. Everything would have to be connected. Everybody would need that. So because there's a need, there's much more needs into business applications and process reengineering more than I won't say more, but right now people are transitioning to that. So that's what everybody is wanting. They will be thinking about cybersecurity and security at a further stage. But right now, we want a tool that allows us to do our work quicker. We want our data to be centralized. We want to be able to make informed decisions on data. So we are a certified company into business data analytics. So what we are offering right now is, okay, we want you to embark on that. You have to be making decisions based on the facts. And the facts is the data that your business is giving to you. And everybody needs that. But you don't need, let me say that in a business aspect, you don't need cybersecurity, but you need to understand what the data is telling you because that's the direction of your company. If you don't have that today, then you might take like gut decision. We used to make gut decision. I don't know how the data is saying because we didn't have data. We were working out of papers. We were siloed and everything. So my gut tells me that I have to invest in that. But my gut can be wrong. If the data don't back up that decision, I'm going to plunge. Probably that's why I plunged in a couple of decisions. But today, everybody needs to get this data so that they can know exactly where the market is getting based on the data. These people are doing that kind of business with you. This is working. This is not working. The fact, the data is telling you that. That is a much, much, much greater opportunity today as everybody is getting online. Everybody is getting an application. That having big data and not only big data, but the analysis part of it, making the data speak to the CEO, to the CFOs and so on, 100% chance. That's the way to go.
And John, if our listeners and viewers want to reach out and make connection with yourself and the broader team at Net2B, where's the best place for them to do that?
We are on LinkedIn. You just look for Jean Maurice, or you look for Net2B. We are present there. All our contacts is there. I'm reachable. My phone number is public. So yeah. I'm someone you cannot miss, actually. If you're on the social network, you look for me, you will find me. I'm active on other levels as well. So yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast today. It really has been an interesting conversation diving into Net2B and giving us some insights into the inner workings there. But I think also just sharing some of your personal growth and some of the personal challenges that are very closely linked with the company. So thank you for that. Thank you for your time.
It was a pleasure. I really appreciated talking about it. And I hope the listeners, the viewers will be happy of what I've shared. And like I said, you can reach out to me. We have our website, freew.nettobe.net, which is accessible. And then I'm on LinkedIn. You will get all my contacts from my LinkedIn. Yeah.
That's it for today's episode of the Aegance Offscript Podcast. If this conversation sparked something, a thought, a question, or a new way of seeing your own business, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. We'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.